A shocking first career win in our previous event leads to a surprising look to the long championship contenders list. The still winless Limelight leads two of the most successful marbles in history. Will we see an upset champion? Or will experience reign supreme? I'm Ricochet, and this is Marble Mayhem. Event number 6 of Marble Mayhem Season 3 is the high jump. As we welcome you to today's episode, each marble is going to go individually. If they make the jump over the wall, they're going to advance to the next round. If they do not, the placement is going to be decided for the scoring in terms of the point placement determined by the height of the jump. So your goal is to get past the wall and just keep going on. This one could go for a while depending on how well the competitors have sized themselves up and prepared for today's event. Should be an interesting event. And lots of opportunity here as you have a tight race towards the top of the standings. Of course, the three powerhouses this season, Limelight, Thanos, and Helios, as we start with round number 1. And you can see a very intense course. First competitor out is Limelight. Limelight trying to get through, and will, and now let's see what we got. Got to get over that wall, and Limelight looks like they're in some trouble. Limelight's not going to make it. So Limelight will not advance, and you can see the shadow casting of where Limelight landed. Not an impressive run at all. Here's Thanos now. And Thanos is over the wall and going to move on. So despite a rough start, Thanos there kind of able to show you how things are done. And we've noticed now this is another rough outing for Limelight, who did not do well in the last event, finished in the second half. Going to have to do better against Thanos and Helios. Here's Helios. Whoa, makes contact with the holding cell and manages to get over. That was a break. I believe we're going in order of the points. At least that's how we've gone through the first 4 competitors, as here is Mic Drop, who won his first career event in event number 5 and will not advance here. Made contact with that wall to guarantee a spot higher than Limelight, but a disappointing run there after gaining 5 spots in the standings. Here's Brain Freeze. So interesting to see the strategy of how much do you want to be carrying, how much speed do you want to be carrying out of that holding cell, as Brain Freeze is going to make it pretty easily there. And we'll move on to Camo. So far, 2 marbles not going to make it through round number 1. The points leader coming into today's event by only 3 points. So this is a very important event for Limelight and for Thanos. Limelight is out, and there goes Camo out as well. Disappointing run, but I believe since we said it was the height of the jump, that spot's going to be good enough to beat out Mic Drop after they both hit the wall. As Spirit comes up now. And Spirit with some help as well from the holding cell there to advance past the wall and move on. Waterfront up next. Most of the marbles having an easy time, or an easy enough time, I should say, getting through this first round. So far, Waterfront's having a hard time getting through the holding cell there. Waterfront going to get a second try, and look at that jump. Waterfront all the way up, almost over the entire course. Wow. How about that? And that was on a second hit there to the little flapper that's going to propel the marbles after a less than impressive first run. How about that one? And Wormhole's down, just past Limelight. Eliminated, though, in round number 1. Here's Dragon's Breath. Half of the marbles so far, 4 of the 8 have made it through. Camo, Mic Drop, Limelight, and Wormhole out of the top half, unable to advance in round number 1, and an easy, high, arcing hit there will bring Dragon's Breath down on the other side of the wall and advance on to the next round. And now Dragon's Breath's counterpart, Igneous. And Igneous has an easy time as well. That's all you have to do. If you can get a good hit there at the end of the flapper, you'll have an easy time getting past at least this first wall. We'll see when we move on to the next round how that goes. As Shimmer with a quick run right through the holding cell and on the other side of the wall. Didn't go very far, pretty high, but not very far. Shockwave is up next. Coming off a very disappointing performance in the last event and through easily here in round number 1. Here is Hypnosis. And again, another marble having a hard time getting through the holding cell and over and moving on. Wow, the top half of the standings were only able to go 500, 4 out of the 8 moving on from the first round into the second round, but this bottom half of the standings showing up big so far. None of the bottom half has had any kind of issue getting through yet. Waterfront just got over and moves on. And now Tidad. Should be the last competitor here. And through. Just got through. That's all you have to do. And so 4 eliminated in round number 1, including the point standings leader. That's a big loss with just a 3-point lead. We move on to the second round now, and now going first is Thanos. How about that? The entire bottom half of the standings made it through. All 4 that were eliminated from as Thanos is going to go down. Can't get past the wall there in round number 2. All 4 of those came from the top half of the standings. Here's Helios. Opportunity knocking at the door for Helios to get back, despite not being very far behind in the standings, to really make a statement here that Helios is still the marble to beat. That won't be the case, and he fell a little bit behind Thanos. So Thanos is going to finish ahead of Helios, and you can see on the screen, not by much, just by how far up on the wall they were. We've got 12 marbles still in the competition, and the first to get over is Brain Freeze. So really we're down to 10 marbles since the 2 of the 12 are already eliminated here in this round. Here is Spirit. Spirit trying to get through and now into the final portion of the holding cell and through and over. So the first 2, really the top members of these standings have really struggled. All 4 of the top 4 that were over 50 points coming into today's event are all eliminated already, and we're in round number 2. As Waterfront's up now. So far, we're 50% here in this round. Waterfront is going to get over with some help from the holding cell, which we've seen a couple times. Nothing illegal about it, just smart strategy if that's what you're trying to do. Otherwise, maybe some luck involved as we get back down now to Dragon's Breath. We had a good run last time, looking to do that again, and over pretty easily. Dragon's Breath really trying to turn their season around after that thrilling championship victory last season. In 9th in the standings right now, and that's after gaining 2 spots in the standings, as Igneous is going to become the 3rd marble eliminated, but will finish ahead of both Helios and Thanos. And now Shimmer. This is one of the competitions where this is all about your ability. Shimmer falls, and I think they're going to mark that just below Helios, which would be last out of the marbles that have been eliminated so far here in this round. We've lost 4 more, which would drop us down to 8. Half the field now as, so close, but no. Shockwave eliminated right at the top of the wall. We're down to 7. Shockwave with a much better run this time than in the last event. Hypnosis now will not make it and will settle in between Dragon's Breath and... Igneous and Shockwave, as Polygon comes up now, gets right through, and will not get over, just ahead of Thanos. Another marble goes down. We're down to 5. The second round is proven to be very difficult. We've already had 7 of the 11 marbles be eliminated here in the second round. Tydad, dead last in the standings, coming off a 5th place finish, will advance. How about that? So after a 5th place finish in the last event, Tydad with that advancement will guarantee at least a 5th place finish here in event number 6. Obviously, too little too late if you want to go by any kind of championship standards, but still a nice thing to see there as we get to round number 3 and Brain Freeze. Wow, we saw round number 2 knock out a ton of competitors, 7 marbles, which drops us down to just 5. If you can get through this round, you'd probably be looking really good, and that is exactly what Brain Freeze does. An impressive start to round number 3 as Brain Freeze is through, and will advance us further now into the round with Spirit. And Spirit will not quite make it, high up on the wall, but not going to advance. 4 marbles are left in the competition. 1 is already through. 1 is on the course right now. 2 more waiting. This is Waterfront. And Waterfront will not make it. Slid right off the flapper. And here comes Dragon's Breath, as we said, trying to turn the season around. Gained 2 points, or 2 positions in the points last event. Trying to finish up another good finish. Let's see. Oh, this is not going to do it. That's not... Oh, look at that. Almost on the second try. And we'll have to have a look at the replay. Oh, wow. Just caught the corner. And so Dragon's Breath is going to finish in 3rd. That's a guarantee. There's no way that Tydad... Actually, I guess if Tydad doesn't move on, then Dragon's Breath could finish in 2nd. Brain Freeze from the clubhouse, just like in golf, watching to see what happens. Tydad will finish just ahead of Waterfront, and Brain Freeze wins this one. Only marble able to get through the 3rd round there, and he did it pretty easily. As you see, the second half of the standings, an impressive run by Brain Freeze, who was not challenged at any point in that competition there. And that brings us one of the most shocking developments in the standings. Brain Freeze was the only one to get through the 3rd round of this event, and now he's all alone at the top. 70 points and a 6-point lead. A huge run there. Wow. As Brain Freeze gains 4 spots in the standings. 6-point lead back to Thanos, 9 to Limelight, and 11 to Helios, who drops to 4th. Dragon's Breath moves all the way up to 5th. All of a sudden, Dragon's Breath trying to make some noise, 15 points back. Spirit, Mic Drop, and Camo round out the top half of the standings, then back to Waterfront, Igneous, Wormhole, who dropped 4 spots, which was the most out of anybody in this competition through for event number 6. Shockwave, Hypnosis, Tydad is out of the cellar, gains 2 more spots to move up to 14th. Shimmer back in 15th, and then Polygon has dropped into last place. So Brain Freeze is the new leader. Now the emphasis goes on them and what they can do to stop Brain Freeze, Thanos, Limelight, Helios, Dragon's Breath, all still within striking distance. But until next time, there's just 2 events left of Marble Mayhem. I'm Ricochet, and you've been watching MSPN.